Hello boys and girls, welcome to my preview and predicted lineup for Arsenal's game against Southampton tomorrow night. And it's amazing how different you can feel within the space of a week. Exactly a week ago, we were preparing for Manchester City and the Premier League starting again, and there was optimism, there was a buzz, and everybody was starting to look forward to things. Fast forward 7 days, we've lost 2 games, we're in a complete mess in terms of injuries, and everyone wants to go back into lockdown. It's unbelievable how quickly things change in football, but this game, we need to go and get 3 points. How we're going to get it, I do not know. Of all the teams we have to face, it's Southampton away. A place that's notoriously difficult for Arsenal anyway. And right now, given the current circumstances and the situation we find ourselves in, Southampton are probably rubbing their hands and looking so forward to this game. They're going to be so excited. You know, and you look at the way that they played the other day in their game and they look so good. Like the lockdown has not affected them. And I want this team to actually stand up to be counted for once. You know, that's what I hope. I hope that the past week and, you know, the criticism that's been laid on the players has actually rung true. That some of them have actually looked in the mirror and said, this is not good enough. We need to fix up. Big time. You know, you can forget Champions League places. Come on, man. We all have hope and optimism. You know, I'm not going to sit there and say we're not going to go and get into those places before the season restarts, because the reality is we weren't that far behind. But the reality now is that we're just getting exposed and shown to be so poor. And all our frailties are there for all to see. Everything's been stripped back and it's now laid bare. And it's as simple as that. I can't say no more. But what I want from the team is a performance. What I want is for them to actually regroup, to refocus, and to try and instill some sort of pride, some sort of belief into the fans and the team. That's all I want. If you go into any game and give 110%, if you go into any game and you try everything you physically can, and the other team were just better than you on the day, you can hold your hands up. You can accept that. It hurts, but you can accept it. But when you go into games and you don't put 110% in, and you make stupid errors and you gift the other team a victory, remember that. They haven't earned that victory. You gift them it. When that happens, no, unacceptable. And as an Arsenal fan, we've seen it all too often. We see it all the time. Gifting teams goals. Do you know what I mean? It's like all of our players should just end up wearing Santa suits. The amount of presents we hand out. It's an absolute joke. You know, you see some of the stuff that goes on at the club and you think to yourself, my word, is it April the 1st? Surely. This has got to be a joke. You know, we look at what's happened, even since the Brighton game. And you're looking at the new contracts. You've got Cedric, 4 years. You've got Mari, 4 years. You've got David Luiz signing an extension for 1 year. You've got Ceballos extending his loan spell. And I'm just sitting there like, honestly. But for this game, we need to forget about it. We need to forget about those contracts. We need to forget about, you know, what's going on. And we need to focus on this game. And we need to get 3 points. It's as simple as that. Not so much because it's going to lift us up a table by a place and, you know, we get the victory and everything. It's for the morale. It's for the confidence. It's to move forward and get out of this slump we're in. As a player, you are in full control. You can go and rectify the mess that you put us in. Go and deal with it, man. I can't say no more than that. So, in terms of the lineup, it's going to be a very interesting one. We've got to remember players that have been playing in quick succession. The games that we've got coming up. We've got another game on Sunday. Another away game against Sheffield United in the FA Cup quarter-final. That's a big game. So things are going to have to be rotated. We've lost Martinelli now for what looks to be the season. We've got some players returning, the likes of Granit Xhaka and Sokratis. Of course, Leno is going to be missing. We've got Lucas Torreira, and that's still not available. Same as Cedric. David Luiz is still suspended. So Mikel Arteta is going to have to switch things around, and he's going to have to be very, very smart in what he does. The formation, it seems to be a little bit different over the first two games, and I think that we're not going to revert to that 4-2-3-1. I think that that's evident. I think that we have a certain formation when we're in defensive mode, and we have a different formation when we're in attacking mode. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking a 4-1-3-2. But then at the same time a 4-3-3. And then when we're defensively a 4-4-2. But I'm going to give this formation and my lineup based on a 4-1-3-2. And I want us to attack. I want us to stop worrying about the defence. We know the defence is shit. We know we can see goals, all right? But let's just go and score goals. Let's just outscore teams. And I know some people will laugh at that. But I remember when Jurgen Klopp first took over at Liverpool. And he took over during the course of a season and they finished 8th that year. And the one thing about Liverpool is that they had a brilliant attack, but a shit defence. And their games were just mad because they could concede 2 or 3 goals, but at the same time they would score 4 or 5. It was just crazy. And then they went and rectified things in the end and sorted their defence out anyway. But I think that we need to play to our strengths, which is attack. We've got the players, so go and use it. Simple as that, in my opinion. So, starting off in goal, Emi Martinez. And it's a straightforward decision because, of course, Leno is out for 4 to 6 weeks. So, Emi Martinez is in goal, and I'm looking for a big performance from him. In the defence, first of all, in the right-back position, I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Get Hector Bellerin out of there. He's played 2 games in succession. And the last one, he was dreadful. He cannot play the inverted fullback role. Play Ainsley Maitland-Niles there. Just give him a chance there again. Because before he had his little run-in with Arteta, he actually was there and he actually played well. So for this game, I'm putting him there. In the centre of defence, first of all, Mustafi. And he's the best of a bad bunch, I'm afraid to say. He's got to be switched on. That 1 second he switched off against Brighton, they score. Switched on, fully focused, 90 minutes, end of story. Alongside him, I'm going to have Sokratis back from injury, and we need the experience. He's not the greatest, he's not, a world beater, but he's an established, centre-back. And with Mustafi, they're going to have to both be switched on, and they're both going to have to make sure that they watch out for Southampton because they got some dangerous players in there. And we're going to have to really, really be on our game. But I'm going to play Sokratis there anyway. In the left-back position, I'm going to go with Kieran Tierney. I understand why he was pulled out against Brighton, given the fact he's only just came back from lockdown and the long injury before that. So it's understandable that we would manage it carefully. But for this game, I'll bring him back into that left-back position. Now, the one sitting in front of that 4 will be Granit Xhaka. Back a lot sooner than expected, and it's needed big time because I feel that if we're going to play this formation and the system similar to what we did at Manchester City, then Granit Xhaka is key to that role and playing in that area just in front of the back 4. So no problems with this one. Granit Xhaka goes there. Now into the 3 that will go in front. First of all, I'm going to go with Joe Willock. And he will actually come in place of Guendouzi. Guendouzi, I think he needs to come out of the firing line for a little bit, given everything that's gone on. Plus, he's played the first 2 games, so he needs a little breather. So I'm going to put Joe Willock in there. I want to see his engine, his energy, his drive, and more importantly, I want to see some end product. But I'm going to go with Joe Willock in there. On the left of that 3, I'm going to go with Saka. The one player that seems to be the shining light at the club right now. He can drift out to the left-hand side so he can help Tierney with the defensive side of things if needs be, and he can also move inside and move into a more dangerous area where he is at his best. So a pretty straightforward decision for me, and I'm going to have Saka there. Now, in the middle of that three, I'm going to bring back Mesut Ozil for this game. He's clearly fit, and I would actually bring him back in because we're lacking some kind of creativity. So something different in there. Not Danny Ceballos for me. He's not really performed in the couple of games that I've seen him, and I would have Mesut Ozil in there, to be quite honest. I could have started Guendouzi and maybe had Willock further forward, or even put Saka in that role, but I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil in that role. Willock and Saka can help out Granit Xhaka, and they can also move out wide. They've got the energy, the pace and everything else. And then let Mesut Ozil be in the centre of that area so that they can feed him. Xhaka, Willock, Saka, just feed him. It's as simple as that. Now, the attacking two, first of all, Nicolas Pepe. I want to see him further forward, and I want to see him, right on the edge of that box and towards where the defenders are. Because when he gets that ball and he shapes up against defenders, they can't live with him. It's as simple as that. It's not worth giving him the ball all the way down by the halfway line and expecting him to turn into Leno Messi and take on the whole team. Play him further forward in the most dangerous area in the final third. And he can do things like he did against Brighton. It's as simple as that. Alongside him, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and I want him to play central, and I want him to start to enjoy his football. If this is the last season we're going to get out of him, if this is his last moments, then let's use it. Let's get him scoring goals. Let's play him in his more potent area, and I'll play him down that middle. It's as simple as that. He can drift out as well, and he can rotate, and it's a dangerous attacking too. When you look at that lineup, it's very dangerous in my opinion. A 4-1-3-2 I feel could work. It needs the players to be 100% on it. It needs them to understand what they do with the ball and when they don't have the ball. Because if they don't, then it all falls apart and we end up being wide open. So it's as simple as that. But listen, Mikel Arteta has got what he's got. He can't do anything until the transfer window opens. He cannot rectify this. He's got to use the players he's got, and he's got to try and get something out of them. So there we go. That is it for my preview and my predicted lineup. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about that lineup and the formation. Would you go with that? Do you think that's a strong enough team to take on Southampton? I think it is, to be quite honest with you. But it remains to be seen whether we actually put a performance in and actually do the club proud. Yeah, we'll wait and see, won't we? I'm not optimistic in any way, shape or form. And like I said to Robbie on the podcast, we're actually underdogs. Arsenal Football Club going to Southampton and being the underdogs. Absolutely disastrous as far as I'm concerned. And that needs to change, and quick. So yeah, listen, if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. I will be on AFTV for the game with a watch along. There'll be a player ratings. There's my DTs daily and everything else. So massive shout out to everybody that's watching. Massive shout out to every one of you that's new. And if you are new and you're not subscribed, like I said, make sure you hit that button. So I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.